The intricate tapestry of the British royal family has always been a subject of global fascination, woven with threads of tradition, duty, public scrutiny, and deeply personal conflicts that play out on the world stage. For the past several years, a profound and palpable distance has defined the relationship between the House of Windsor and its coast-bound members, creating a narrative of separation that many believed was permanent. The grand castles and manicured estates of the United Kingdom have stood in stark contrast to the sun-drenched hills of Southern California, symbolizing not just a geographical divide, but a psychological and emotional chasm that seemed impossible to bridge. Whispers of tension, formal statements of separation, and the cold reality of public estrangement have dominated headlines, leaving observers to wonder if the fractured bonds of a historic dynasty could ever truly be repaired. Yet, beneath the surface of this enduring royal Cold War, subterranean shifts are quietly taking place, hinting at a dramatic transformation that could soon captivate millions of viewers worldwide. It is a story of bloodlines, legacy, and the agonizing choices made between personal safety and familial reconciliation. As the global audience watches every development with bated breath, the question of whether a fractured family can find common ground remains one of the most compelling dramas of the modern era. Before we dive deeper into the hidden mechanisms and secret negotiations driving this sudden shift, take a quick moment to subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications so you never miss an exclusive update on this unfolding historical chapter. The current state of affairs did not materialize overnight, but rather crystallized through years of public declarations and private grievances that transformed once inseparable figures into distant relatives, communicating primarily through legal representatives and media briefings. The quiet halls of Buckingham Palace and the fortified perimeter of a California mansion have come to represent two entirely different philosophies of life, duty, and family. For the younger generation growing up across the Atlantic, the historic landmarks of London, the rolling hills of the English countryside, and the majestic presence of their paternal grandfather are not lived realities, but distant concepts whispered in stories. This profound isolation from their ancestral heritage has long been a source of quiet sorrow and intense speculation, serving as a poignant reminder of the high cost of choosing an independent path away from the crown. Observers of the monarchy have meticulously tracked every public gesture, every omission of praise, and every subtle nod in official speeches, searching for any sign that the emotional frost might finally be beginning to thaw. The complexities of this royal drama extend far beyond mere personality clashes, touching upon deep-seated institutional protocols, public perceptions of duty, and the immense pressure of living under a constant global spotlight. Every decision made by those who walk these gilded corridors carries immense weight, affecting not only their personal lives, but the very fabric of an institution that has survived for centuries through adaptation and endurance. Now, after years of absolute silence and seemingly unyielding boundaries, rumors are swirling through the corridors of power that a monumental reunion is being orchestrated behind closed doors, a development that could fundamentally alter the landscape of the modern British monarchy. This impending event, shrouded in secrecy and fraught with logistical challenges, promises to bring the disparate worlds of the royal family into a direct and potentially volatile collision. The anticipation surrounding this potential gathering is reaching a fever pitch, as analysts and enthusiasts alike debate the true motives, the underlying terms, and the long-term consequences of such a high-stakes meeting. It is a delicate dance of diplomacy where a single misstep could reignite past grievances, while a successful encounter could pave the way for a historic reconciliation that many thought was entirely out of reach. As we prepare to uncover the specific events and catalyst points that have set this remarkable sequence of events into motion, the atmospheric tension surrounding the House of Windsor has never been more palpable, setting the stage for a revelation that will challenge everything we thought we knew about the true state of their relationships. The catalyst for this unexpected shift in the royal dynamic centers around a highly anticipated event scheduled to take place in the heart of the United Kingdom. Prince Harry is reportedly preparing to bring his family, including his wife Meghan Markle and their two young children, Prince Archie and Princess Lilibet, back to British soil for a rare and momentous visit next month. This potential journey marks a significant turning point, as it would be the first time the entire Sussex family has travelled to the UK together in 4 long years. The primary objective of this high-profile return is to attend the official 1-year countdown celebration for the 2027 Invictus Games, an international sporting event for wounded, injured, and sick servicemen and women, which has been awarded to the city of Birmingham. For Prince Harry, the Invictus Games represent a crowning achievement and a deeply personal passion project, making the upcoming festivities the ideal setting for a rare family appearance in his homeland. However, the true weight of this visit lies far beyond the sporting arena, stretching into the deeply fractured emotional landscape of the royal family itself. The two children, Archie and Lilibet, have been almost entirely raised in the pristine seclusion of California, separated from their extended British relatives. In fact, they have not seen their paternal grandfather, King Charles III, in person since June 2022, when the family briefly visited London to participate in the historic Platinum Jubilee celebrations of the late Queen Elizabeth II. For the Duchess of Sussex, the stakes are equally high, as she has not made a prolonged or substantial stay in the United Kingdom since attending the late Queen's state funeral in September 2022, limiting her subsequent British presence to occasional brief airport stopovers during international transits. The rumours of this impending mid-July voyage have sent shockwaves through the British media landscape, especially given the sudden and drastic shift in narrative. Just days prior to these revelations, various reports originating from sources close to the couple in the United States had firmly asserted that Meghan and the children would absolutely not accompany the prince due to ongoing and unresolved security concerns. This abrupt about-face suggests that critical, high-stakes discussions have occurred behind the scenes, offering Prince Harry a newfound sense of reassurance regarding the physical protection of his family. The core issue that has kept the Sussexes away from the United Kingdom for so long is a bitter, multi-year dispute over their security arrangements. When the Duke and Duchess famously chose to step back from their roles as working members of the royal family in 2020, moving across the Atlantic to forge an independent life, they were automatically stripped of their round-the-clock, taxpayer-funded police protection provided by the Metropolitan Police. Since that pivotal moment, Prince Harry has engaged in a protracted and highly publicised legal battle with the British government, arguing that his birthright and his high profile make him and his family permanent targets for security threats, regardless of his current official status within the monarchy. Currently, the British government offers the prince armed police protection only on a restrictive, case-by-case basis, heavily dependent on the specific nature of his travel and whether his presence is tied to official state functions or private, commercial business. The Duke has repeatedly expressed his profound dissatisfaction with these conditional terms, going as far as to state in legal proceedings that he does not feel it is safe to bring his wife and young children to the United Kingdom unless they are granted full-time armed police escorts. This standoff has resulted in a deep logistical impasse, preventing the grandchildren from bonding with their royal relatives and keeping the family isolated in their secure American enclave. Yet, the latest whispers from close associates in Los Angeles indicate a noticeable change in the atmosphere, with one business partner claiming that a distinct warming of the frost has occurred between Prince Harry and King Charles III over recent months. This potential softening of relations suggests that both father and son may be eager to look past the accumulated grievances of the recent past in order to facilitate a meaningful family connection. The path to this potential reconciliation, however, is heavily guarded by institutional bureaucracy and deep-seated caution. Buckingham Palace has maintaining a strict policy of non-commentary on the matter, directing all operational inquiries regarding security directly to the Home Office. The Home Office operates through a highly specialized and secretive entity known as the Royal and VIP Executive Committee, which holds the ultimate authority to determine who receives state-funded police protection on British soil. This committee is reportedly nearing a definitive and final decision regarding Prince Harry's latest appeal, an outcome that the Duke is said to be anticipating with a high degree of confidence. While Harry travels for private or commercial endeavors with his own personally funded, unarmed security team consisting of high-trained former police officers, he remains steadfast in his belief that a comprehensive state-level risk assessment is required to guarantee the safety of his family. The tension surrounding these deliberations is immense, as a favorable ruling could open the floodgates for regular family visits, while a negative outcome could permanently cement the geographic and emotional divide that has characterized the last several years of royal history. The impending mid-July timeline leaves very little room for error, forcing all involved parties to navigate a complex web of legal, personal, and logistical hurdles under the intense glare of the global spotlight. As the countdown to the Birmingham event ticks away, the entire world watches to see if the legal machinery of the British state will align with the personal desires of a father wishing to bring his children back to his native soil. The intricate dance between public duty and private safety continues to play out, setting the stage for an encounter that could either heal the profound wounds of the past or reinforce the unyielding boundaries that separate the California expatriates from the ancient institution they left behind. To truly understand the profound stakes of this impending mid-July reunion, one must look back at the cascade of events that fractured the House of Windsor and created a historic rift between two brothers destined for entirely different paths. The dramatic departure of the Duke and Duchess of Sussex from their official duties in 2020, a seismic institutional shift commonly referred to as Megxit, set off a chain reaction of public declarations that deeply wounded the core of the British monarchy. In the years following their relocation to the United States, a barrage of highly publicized accusations emerged through an explosive television interview, a multi-part global streaming documentary series, and a deeply personal tell-all memoir authored by the prince himself. These candid revelations laid bare the intense internal rivalries, the lack of institutional support, and the deeply rooted grievances that had built up behind palace walls for decades. Among the most painful disclosures were descriptions of severe sibling conflict, claims of emotional neglect during moments of profound personal grief, and allegations of systematic media briefing against certain members of the family to protect the public standing of others. These public declarations created an environment of profound distrust and bitter experience among senior royals, who viewed the constant stream of media briefings as an existential threat to the privacy and dignity of the crown. This deep emotional damage was particularly acute for Prince William and his wife, Kate, who have remained entirely estranged from the California-based couple, navigating their own historic responsibilities while maintaining a strict wall of silence. For King Charles III, the situation has been a source of immense personal sadness, balanced precariously against his constitutional duty to protect the integrity of the institution he spent a lifetime preparing to lead. The monarch has previously pleaded with his sons to find a path towards peace, expressing a desire that his final years should not be defined by familial misery and public conflict, despite the heavy emotional weight of these recent years. Small and highly symbolic steps have occasionally been taken to test the possibility of a truce. A brief but significant breakthrough occurred in September of last year, when Prince Harry travelled to the United Kingdom alone for a private visit and was invited to join his father for tea at Clarence House. That brief meeting, lasting just 54 minutes, marked their first face-to-face interaction in nearly 19 months and served as a fragile foundation for the warming of relations that associates are now reporting. The potential return of the entire Sussex family this summer represents a massive acceleration of this reconciliation process, driven by a deep and natural parental desire to reconnect. Those close to the prince emphasize that it has been a point of genuine sorrow for him that his children, Archie and Lilibet, have been unable to safely experience his homeland, meet his wider family, or understand the culture and environments where their father grew up. The proposed summer trip could also see the Duke and his family seeking a private retreat, possibly requesting an invitation to stay at the King's private Sandringham estate in Norfolk. Such arrangement would provide a secure, private environment for the monarch to finally spend quality time with his youngest grandchildren away from the prying eyes of the global press. However, the logistics of such a stay remain incredibly complex, as Sandringham is also a frequent holiday destination for the Prince and Princess of Wales, who maintain a country residence nearby at Anmer Hall, raising the delicate prospect of an accidental or highly engineered encounter between the estranged brothers. Beyond the immediate family dynamic, this upcoming visit carries immense institutional significance, representing what some royal analysts describe as a complete upending of the initial terms of their separation. For 6 years, the Duke and Duchess have attempted to navigate a unique, independent path that allows them to maintain global commercial enterprises and charitable patronages while occasionally returning to participate in high-profile family events. This half-in, half-out model was initially resisted by the institutional leadership of the late Queen Elizabeth II, who warned that a clean break was necessary to preserve the strict neutrality and purpose of the monarchy. Yet, through their persistent international travel, high-profile philanthropic engagements, and successful global branding, the Sussexes have effectively established a modern parallel court that commands immense global attention. Their planned return to support the Birmingham Invictus Games in 2027 exemplifies this unique status, highlighting how Prince Harry has successfully leveraged his personal passions into internationally recognized platforms that operate alongside traditional royal structures. During his time in the United Kingdom, the Prince is also scheduled to fulfill commitments with his long-standing British patronages, including Wellchild and Scotty's Little Soldiers, organisations that support seriously ill children and the families of fallen military personnel, reinforcing his enduring personal connection to the fabric of British charitable life. Ultimately, the true success of this high-stakes summer journey will depend on the quiet negotiations currently taking place within the British government regarding security protocols. If a definitive agreement is reached that satisfies the Duke's stringent safety requirements, it could mark the official end of a bitter and exhausting era of public conflict, replacing it with a pragmatic framework for future family harmony. The potential for King Charles III to finally embrace his grandchildren on British soil offers a powerful symbol of unity for an institution that has always relied on the continuity of family bonds to sustain its place in the hearts of the public. As mid-July approaches, the world waits to see if this rare and carefully orchestrated visit will pave the way for a lasting peace within the world's most famous dynasty, or if the deeply ingrained scars of the past will continue to dictate the boundaries of their separate lives.